fixed it.
Hello, and welcome back to our Dauntless.
Perhaps it is fixed. I think it's fixed. I think it's fixed. I think I fixed that. Maybe. Hang on, guys, I'm sorry. Just trying to make sure everything is fixed because we had some technical difficulties earlier. It was just so annoying. Streamlabs was having like a freaking stroke for me earlier. Trying to make sure everything's nice. Yep. Alright, is the audio nice for you, Leonhardt? Can you let me know if anything is echoey or are we good? Please tell me we're good because I'm suffering right now. Alright, Jesus Christ. Alright, so we had Owl earlier. He had to go apparently, so I don't think we'll be able to do the podcast with him, but we can still do the podcast by ourselves, so not to worry. I have some things that I do want to talk about. We are gonna go over the death blog. I already did a video, going over the death blog, but we're gonna go over it again, just so we can make sure that everybody's on the same page and stuff like that, and then we're also gonna talk about it as well. The gameplay in the background is pre-recorded, just to let you know. So yeah, if you don't see me with my hands, on the controller, that's why. So yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the dev blog, and then we'll talk it, down and break it down and all that good stuff. Let me just get it up here real quick. Where is it? Do I not have it open in the windows here? I think I do. Maybe. Let's bring this up, right? No? Is that not it? No, I don't think that's it. Okay, that's the wrong one. Okay, let's just do another source here real quick. Give me a second, guys. We will get this. We will get this correctly, I promise. I promise you. We will get this right. There we go, okay. see it, right? You guys can see it. Yeah, I think you guys can see it. Okay. Very good. Everything's still coming out good, right? All right, good. All right, so this is a very big blog. A lot of information was given. For the sake of shortening it out, I'm only gonna go over the important stuff. The TLDR is kind of important, but it's not really that important. So just move this over here, shit, in case. All right. Right there. Okay. So the TLDR is just basically breaking down what you can expect on this dev blog, pretty much. Just the new Behemoth Carcanos. You got the new weapons and progression, which we'll be talking about that as well. Is the weapon swapping. The weapon swapping is really smooth. It's really smooth. I talked about it on the live stream when I was doing the beta. Horrible quality, that was on my part, so I do apologize for that. We got armor progression cells, new hunt pass and canisters, which is a loot box type system. So definitely expect loot boxes to be around on the Awakening update. It's gonna be a new experience basically. So we got new cosmetic sets, streamlined quest lines, which are the new quests and stuff. Improved loadouts, elemental statuses, Behemoth reworks, the new fauna, which are really fun to fight. The buffs, which are the new types of buffs that you can get. You got the RimScape updates, pretty much. So that's pretty much what you can expect on this blog right here. I'm only gonna talk about a few things, like I said. So I'm not gonna go over the whole, blog. I did that on my other video, but what I do want to go over right now is the weapons, because I recently learned that when things are gonna get transferred over because of the current weapons that we have in the game, which are the legacy weapons, because of that, they're gonna be turned into transmogs. So our weapon progress, like let's say your Malkarion hammer or Malkarion weapon right now, it's level 20. So let's say that because the legacy weapons are gonna be turned into transmogs, it's not gonna carry over the level to the update basically. So pretty much everybody's gonna start over at level 1, pretty much. That could change. I'm not sure if it's gonna change, but it could change. There's another dev blog that's gonna be coming soon when the before the update drops. So we'll have to see how they're gonna do that, but do expect that we're all gonna start at level 1, pretty much. So this, I don't know if you guys already saw this. I also talked about it in my last podcast and stuff like that, but this are the starting weapons that you guys are gonna start with. If you are new, if you are a veteran, most of your progress is still gonna, get passed over, so you'll unlock some of the weapons. But if you're new, you're going to have to complete quests and stuff like that in order to unlock more weapons. Alright, and that's another thing that I want to talk about. You gotta make your quests and the storylines a priority once the update drops, because you're going to need to unlock those weapons. Because the crafting the crafting mechanic is no longer in the game. So you're going to have to actually complete quests in order to unlock those weapons. So these are mostly new. You already know about these two right here, which are the Hunger and the God Hand. Honestly, I barely use them. I like them, but I like my hammer better. So yeah, and of course you got the new weapons right here. You got the Molten. The new weapons are the Enbill, which is a frost hammer, Bane and Balm, Eternal Winter, I think is a new weapon. No, that's the Pangar, I think. Firestorm, I think that's already in the game, maybe. The God Hand, the Hunger, Molten Edict, of course, is in the game. Oath Keepers, Repeater's Edge, Thunder Soul, and To and Fro. Alright, so you can definitely expect these weapons. I think they said it was supposed to be like a total of 21 weapons, but so far I think it's only like 16 weapons or 17 if I'm correct. Yeah, I don't know how to math right now, sorry. Alright, so they already talked about the crown, so I don't know. Do you guys want to know about the crown? I mean, this one is like the second one. So the first one, for the first crown, you only need like 1 reforge on every weapon, and then for this one, you need like 70 reforges in total across any weapon, basically. Yeah, pretty much. Yep. This is not. Yeah, another thing that I do want to talk about is the alluring moons, the new repeaters. I see like there's a lot of mixed feelings about it because it's like locked to the elite version of the hunt pass, but honestly, it's not gonna affect the game in a negative way. You know, I see a lot of people complaining about it because they had to pay for the hunt pass, but it's actually kind of free because the free track on the hunt pass gives you plat that you can have. So yeah, it's like 50 plat, but you can just save that plat and get those repeaters later on, because even if they take them away from, well, even if we get like a new hunt pass later, those repeaters are still gonna be in the platinum store. So you'll still be able to save out your plat and you'll still be able to get those repeaters, pretty much. So in a way, it's still pretty much free for everybody to get. So I do believe they are going to add them to the platinum store after the hunt pass passes. So even if you didn't get the chance to get the new repeaters, which summon the little T-Rexes there to fight for you, so even if you didn't get the chance to get them on the hunt pass itself, you'll still be able to get it later on in the platinum store. So really, you won't miss anything. I'm not sure why there's a lot of negative mixed feelings about them, but yeah. I'm seeing a lot of people complain because it's like locked to the the elite track right here. This is exactly what I do want to talk about. I'm also seeing a lot of mixed feelings about the loot boxes. To be honest, guys, it is what it is. I mean, I knew that Dauntless was eventually gonna go towards the path of loot boxes because every free-to-play service game is never completely free. So you can kind of see where Dauntless was going. Alright, so especially since they just started, being a gaming company, Phoenix Labs, they literally just started. So Dauntless is like their first game ever. Alright, and now they released the second one, which is like the Fae Farm game. So yeah, there's that. So you can definitely expect to see a lot of loot boxes from now on after the update drops. It's actually not a bad thing, to be honest. I'm not sure why there's a lot of mixed feelings about it. Obviously, the transmogs are still gonna be free, but this is more for like if you're in a hurry and stuff, you don't want to do like the actual work because you have you only have like an hour or so to play, then the transmogs are there pretty much. The new cosmetics, I don't really want to talk about it that much. It's just new stuff, new cosmetic and transmogs for your character there. Improved loadouts, eternal statuses, Behemoth rework. The Behemoth rework is just reworks for their AI and stuff like that, so better AI as well, pretty much. Obviously the new fauna, which is the chaotics, the chaoxes, not the chaotics, Vexpers, and the orchids. The orchids are pretty fun to fight. They are like the ambushing type, so if you're like picking up little materials around, they look kind of like materials, but then once you pick it up, it like, comes out and stuff like that, and then they attack you. The dinosaurs, the little T-Rex things, are also pretty fun. In the beta, they had like a bit too much HP. Brent, one of the devs, said he's actually gonna fix that, so yeah, it's gonna be really fair once the update drops. It's fun, I like it. Yeah. Here we go, the Streamlum buffs. That's what I want to talk about. So they changed it to six core categories. You had the might, critical, speed, vitality, defense, and endurance. Now, a lot of people are gonna be doing critical. Obviously, that's the one that everybody's gonna go for. But if you're playing Tempest or stuff like that, you might want to go for speed as well. So pretty much critical and speed, that's what I would go for. Vitality, if you're kind of new to the game and are struggling. So I would recommend going for Vitality if you do like a, Bastion shield type build. You probably need to go for Vitality. Might, I don't get might. Might be the same as critical, so defense and endurance are pretty much the same thing, and I'm not sure why they had to put it separately. The Remskate updates, we already know about that. It's just a little change, pretty much. The Granny Straga's taken over for General Sai for the grenade crafting, which is awesome, of course. I'm hoping they buff grenades. They really do need to buff grenades. That's what I'm hoping for. What, the might? I mean, all of it is damage, except for vitality and defense, and probably endurance. Yeah, but most of this is like, all of it is damage. Especially when it comes to like critical and speed. Because critical will be like your basic crit damage, and then the speed for your Tempest builds. So the movement speeds and stuff like that to increase your part damage. That's pretty much all the important stuff you really gotta worry about when it comes to the update. Carcanos is the other thing that you should like really take into consideration. From what I'm hearing, he's gonna be like a really tough behemoth, mostly like Bloodshot Shroud. Probably a bit tougher than that because, since he's the new behemoth, he has to like actually showcase a little more. So you can definitely expect Carcanos to be like a really tough fight at first. But like in good Dauntless fashion, once you figure out the movesets and stuff like that, he's probably gonna be knocked down to like an easy behemoth. And that's pretty much what I'm worried about. I don't want Carcanos to be knocked down or be, nerfed down to the ground to the point where he's not fun anymore. That's one of the things that, worries me. But hopefully it won't be like that, because I'm pretty sure he'll be in one of the Surge Islands, and those behemoths are pretty tough. They will require weapons that are like level 30 and up. So that's actually pretty good. No more news about Carcanos yet. I do have a theory about the next behemoth, which is the first behemoth that's gonna have a gender in the game. It's gonna be like a female behemoth. I do have a theory that that female behemoth is gonna be the radiant counterpart for Carcanos. So we'll have to see about that. I also mentioned it in Dragon Lorne's podcast video when he was doing the one with Danny. I also mentioned it there, and he agreed. We're both in agreement. Alright, so the things that I do want to talk about, pretty much. Let's do some opinions. Do you guys have any opinions on this blog right now? Like, what do you want to see more in the actual update? Level 50 is going to be normal damage. Oh, that's interesting. Like, what do you mean by like normal damage though? Like normalized? Like, is that gonna be like the actual like limit for it? Well, not the limit, because it goes up to 60, but I don't know how to say it. I'm hoping they normalize trials still. The trials should still be normalized. I'm not sure. Maybe. Alright, so we got that. I do want to see Bo. Let's talk about things to prepare. Um, I already did this video. Talked about the things that you need to do right now in order to prepare for the update. It's basically really simple things. Just farm a lot of materials right now. That's all you gotta do. Just farm a lot of materials. Literally farm everything, because once the update drops, all of that is gonna transfer over and it's gonna give you an advantage that most people will not have, pretty much. So if you farm a lot right now, you'll be able to pretty much craft most of the stuff already once the update drops as well. Also farm some ramps and stuff, because that also carries over. So that's also gonna help you out a lot as well. And do the quests as well, because the more quests you have, the more weapons you will have unlocked once the update drops. Aside from the ones where, you know, there will be added the new ones, pretty much. Alright, so the things to do and expect. Excuse me, sorry about that. So the things that you do want to do and expect after the update drops, like I mentioned on my previous video that I did, I think yesterday, but it was uploaded today. What you want to do after the update drops, you want to make sure that you absolutely have a team or a guild. It's not necessary, but trust me, after I played the beta, playing solo is a pain. It is not a good idea to play solo. Your weapon progression, your weapon leveling will be slow as hell. You don't want to play solo, trust me. Especially if you're into like fast reforging and leveling. It's a bad idea to play solo, because everything, when it comes to like XP and stuff, it is gonna be like slowed down massively. So definitely get a group. It will help you. Yep. The next thing you want to do is prioritize all of your quests as well, because once you prioritize those quests, the more quests you do, the more weapons that you have unlocked, pretty much. And it will help you out in the long run as well. And of course, hunt down the ether. You know, you gotta get those ether, the peerless ether as well. That's the one that is actually gonna be the most effective. The shining ether is also gonna be effective. The dull, not so much, because it only gives you like a little bit of XP. It's still good for something, but you know, you really want to focus on the shining and the peerless ether. So you can stack those up. You don't have to actually like spend them right away. They do stack up, so you can collect them kind of like cores, basically. So you can like just stack them up, and then if you want to use it for another weapon, you can. So you don't actually have to like dump them all into one weapon. You can just like farm. I think that's what I'm gonna do actually. I'm gonna farm like a whole bunch of it. Yep, I'll farm a whole bunch of it, and then I'll just dump it all in my hammer. Because I'm a hammer man. Okay, it's what I do. Yeah, I need to farm more bounty tokens. I have like a little bit of bounty tokens right now. I need to start farming some more. Let's bring the gameplay up right here. Okay, there we go. Okay. So, we already talked about that. Let's talk about some of the official server highlights real quick. They have some good things in the official Discord server highlight. Of course, they gave us the little sneak peek of the what do you call it? The new shit. Hang on, give me a second. Let me just pull up the Discord here. There we go. Okay. Get out of the way, man. There we go. Okay, you guys can see it. Sorry about that. Alright, so they gave us this leak. You can see the portal. I think this is Carcanos' portal right here. I think that's how Carcanos is actually going to be summoned into the hunting ground, because they did mention that he's going to be like an event type behemoth. So I think Carcanos is going to be summoned almost like a Lyra, when you have those little radiant stones that you put on like the pedestal and stuff. I think it's going to be something similar. I might be wrong, but I think that's actually gonna be Carcano's portal. My other theory, however, is that that could be Thrax as well, because they were trying to do like these little portal things in the past where you can summon Keystone Behemoths to the hunting grounds. Uh, they obviously put it into the background as a background project. We haven't had like any more news about that, but hopefully they tell us more about that in the future, or they might surprise us. Who knows? So I think that's either Thrax or Carcanos, pretty much. Let's see, what's another thing that we need to do? Oh yeah, the thing about the crossplay. Uh, Obviously, Dauntless is coming to Steam, so that's actually kind of exciting for those who don't really like the Epic Launcher that much. I have no problem with the Epic Launcher. I don't know if anyone else has problems with the Epic Launcher. I kind of like it. It works well, at least for me. Oz, poor Oz, he's gone. Won't be back till like next year. Let's see. Oh yeah, the Slayer's Path will no longer give any gear unlocks of any kind, and is all passive bonuses. So that's actually pretty good. We now get bonuses from the Slayer's Path, so that's gonna work alongside with the weapon skill tree, basically. And of course, the weapons will be turned into transmogs. And like I said, we will lose all our progress on those weapons, so we're all gonna be starting at level 1. Yay, level 1! Who doesn't like being a level 1? Honestly, I kind of prefer that, to be honest. Everybody gets like a fair head start. So it's actually pretty good. I do want to go ahead and talk more about Carcanos, because I think Carcanos is gonna be an interesting fight. I think that later on, they might make a variant of Carcanos that might actually require an entire guild to fight. Because I think it's not confirmed yet, but I do think Carcanos has almost the same power level that Thrax, basically. Because if you look how big he is, he's definitely like a Thrax level threat, pretty much. So I think that they might do something with Carcanos later on. Don't quote me on that though, because I don't know. I would like to see that though. If they made like a variant of Carcanos as like a legend behemoth that requires an entire guild to take down, that'd be good. And it will actually like lead to like a new game mode or whatever, probably like guild matches or something like that. Who can take down this behemoth the fastest? But for like the guild stuff. Guild trials. That's actually not a bad idea. If we had like guild trials, competitive guild trials, what guild can kill this behemoth the fastest? Have like a leaderboard for that. I don't know. What do you guys think though? You think guild trials is guild trials is a good idea? I think it's a good idea. It's a fun idea. Something fun for everybody else to do. The Legend Behemoth is something that I do want to talk more about, but right now we have like barely any information because we didn't even get to like fight them in the closed beta. All we have for the Legend Behemoths is some of the lore that Casa gave to me that I already make videos on, and some of the images that they released as well. You can definitely expect them to be really tough behemoths though, so definitely gonna need those vitality builds and the critical builds. If you're definitely the type of player that can not stay alive most of the time, you're definitely going to need that vitality build when running against these behemoths, because they will definitely one-shot you. So that is one thing you need to be ready for as well. The one thing that I think is gonna get players the most angry, however, and I don't know in what way, I think it's the canisters. Because like I said, I've seen like a lot of people have mixed feelings about it. some people just don't like when game developers put loot boxes in their games for some reason. Like, you can't really have a completely free-to-play game when it's a live service game, because the studio, the developers also need to make money off of it. So in a way, it's pretty good in a way for it to happen, pretty much. And it actually helps us too, because if we help out the developers, they give us more stuff in the game, which means that we get more cool stuff in the game later on. So in a way, canisters and loot boxes are a pretty good idea. It helps out both parties, to be honest. So it's a good way to help each other. Scratch my back, I got yours, type thing. The weapon crafting system. Oh man. I can already see a lot of people are gonna get confused about this, because the weapon crafting system is not gonna be in the game anymore. So I can definitely see a lot of people running to Dauntless Official to ask, hey, where do I get these weapons? Yeah, I can definitely see that right now. It's definitely gonna be confusing for some. I can already tell. I was kind of confused when I was playing the beta, because I didn't know how to get the other weapons, and then somebody told us in the beta server that we need to complete the quests to unlock the other weapons as well. So it's actually pretty cool. It forces people to actually complete storyline, because some people just put the story quests to the side and forget about them, and that's kind of like not fun, because you gotta play the whole game. You gotta do the quests and of course the rumors in order to know the story of the game, but to also like progress further into the game. So I think that's actually a good thing that they're doing right now, getting rid of the crafting system. So, and as I mentioned, the more quests you do, the more quests that you complete, and even the rumors, you'll get more weapons for those quests and the rumors as well. I'm not sure if most of the rumor weapons that we have in the past, like the ones for like the special events, are gonna be in the store. I think they might be in the store, probably, because I'm not sure if they're gonna do the events on the coming year as well, depending on how far they are with the updates and stuff. So hopefully they do put some of the event weapons into the store, that way other people can get it. But from what I hear, it looks like they might not do like every single event next year as well, to an extent, kinda, I think, because I know they're not gonna do Frostfall. Well, they might do Frostfall, because that's kind of like all the way pushed to December. But I'm not sure if they're gonna do like Valentine's event, or like the Thanksgiving event, or the Easter event. So we'll have to see once the new devlog releases, basically. I hope they do, because a lot of people could use those weapons. Yep. I want to focus more on the Steam release. How do you guys feel about the Steam release? Do you feel like it's better on Epic Games, or do you feel like it's better on Steam, even though it hasn't released on Steam yet? Like me personally, I think it's gonna be better on Steam, because you can also play it on your Steam Deck. Sorry. I can definitely see the player base grow with the Steam release. Definitely a lot of new players gonna come in, and obviously they're gonna need the help of us veterans and the help of the developers to move into the game. Yep, console players are the best. I used to play it on my Xbox Series X, but then I had to sell it to get some rent money. It happens. That's life, man. I miss my Xbox Series X, man. This PC is old. Old and old. Can I help you do trials? Oh man, I haven't done trials in a while. I could try, man, but you know, I haven't done anything. Also, I'm not on right now. That's just the pre-recording right there that you're seeing right now. My trial skill died. They went to the ground, man. I haven't done trials in years. Well, I do them sometimes though, just to get some video footage. What's up, Maruko? How you doing? It's awakening, man, not awakening. Awakening. Awaken. It's an awakening. But yeah, I think Steam is definitely gonna be the cause of new players coming into the game and experiencing Dauntless. If, of course, they could stop comparing Dauntless to Monster Hunter. I hear that all the time. Be like, Dauntless is Monster Hunter. No, it's not, man. It's like its own type of game, bro. It's not even a fair comparison because Monster Hunter has been out for years. It has a bigger audience and a bigger studio. And now that I also saw that they're releasing a new Monster Hunter game. It's like, bro, Monster Hunter Wilds is not even out and you're already releasing another game. What the fuck? Like, give people a chance, man. It's like the new iPhone. Like, you get the iPhone 15, but the 16 is already out, and the 17 is already on the way to coming out. That's funny. I think the state of the player base right now, because like there's only a little bit of players playing Dauntless right now, but I definitely think the player base is gonna grow. I think it's gonna get massive again, you know, and that could probably lead them to play the other game that Phoenix Labs made, the Fae Farm. Normal trials on Sword Bastion and got trial run. Hey, that's not bad though. If 425 is still better than, you know, 5, you can still complete all the challenges there. But yeah, I tried trials the other day, man. I couldn't even like get a sub 3. I haven't done trials in ages. I'm more focused on like reforging my hammer. I'm trying to get my hammer to like level 1000. I'm almost there. I'm not sure if I'm gonna completely get there by the time the update drops, but I could probably get really close. You know, if I still have my job, I'll be able to like buy bounties and stuff. I have a new job, but still, you know, I gotta pay bills, so I can't like really afford bounty tokens like I used to before. But that'll be fixed soon as well. And they're gonna add ways to increase the reforge number later on, so honestly, it's not really a bad thing. I just hope that they do it sooner than later so I can finally reach level 1000 on the hammer. The best weapon to use? See, that's kind of like opinion based, really, because all the weapons in Dauntless are really good depending on the build and the player. Right now, the most dominant weapon right now, let's say for like trials, will be hammer, but that's because of Tempest. Without Tempest, the hammer is not like really good, unless you can make it good like I do. But if you're trying to like get like an actual build that is really good with Tempest, I will probably go with repeaters, or I think it was Axe. I think Axe was really good with Tempest. But yeah, right now Tempest builds are really popular, mostly because they can kill behemoths really quickly. Bastion builds are also really good. So really any weapon with like the Bastion or Tempest Omnicell, then you should be set. If you join the Dauntless official server, they have they got meta weapon builds there listed so that everybody can see them and copy them as well. Yeah, Revenant is not that bad either. The thing about Revenant though is more for like in-game players, because with Revenant you're playing in high risk, high reward basically. So if you don't know how to dodge, if you don't know how to like really create openings to attack the behemoths and not get attacked, then you should be good. But if you don't know how to do that, then you're gonna suffer. The Revenant is not really a good thing for like newer players. But the last thing that I do want to talk about is the distance that we're at right now from the update releasing. Hey, that's not a bad trial time though. The thing is, like, you also gotta take in mind the behemoth that you're fighting, because like when it comes to strike and most of the behemoths, they have like their critical points like really high, and then you're like down here. So like let's say you're playing hammer like me, and you're like way down here, and then like the strike's head is up here. So you really gotta focus more like the legs to try to bring him down, and then you focus on the head. But that's like the tricky part. So that's why you want to run something like the repeaters, or a weapon that you can pretty much get easy access to like the head and stuff like that, because that's why you want to break first. With the strikers you can pretty much like actually target the head as well, because you can do like the Kamehameha or whatever that thing is called. I'm not a striker main. Yeah, it's kind of hard to aim with the strikers, I mean. For some people though, it really depends on the behemoth that you're fighting. If you're fighting someone like Savi that keeps moving, then yeah, it's gonna be like really hard. Do you guys have any like opinions right now about the update? Anything that you're expecting to see? Any questions that I can answer? I mean, from the closed beta, it was actually pretty fun. And from everything that's been revealed so far, it's gonna be a fun update. Definitely expect a lot of unexpected things as well. Yep. I'm really excited for Carcanos. I wonder if they're gonna put Carcanos in trials. I don't think they're gonna do that, but hopefully we do see Carcanos in trials sometimes. Yeah, Dark, I get you. Where are you at the game right now? Are you like mid game or are you end game right now? Like, do you feel like you're in a good position in the game right now? Like, if not, then your main focus should be well, your main focus in general should be unlocking all of the Keystone Behemoth weapons first, before anything else, because you are gonna need those variations of builds. So if you're like in the middle, or like in mid game, then you should probably work on that as well. Honestly, I'm expecting a lot of good things for this update. And of course, the pets, but the pets, they already mentioned that the pets are not going to be released with the update. They're going to be released later on because they got to fix it. Your 5 reforged and striker and moved for the chains now. Okay. Is that the only weapon you have reforged right now? Just the strikers? A lot of people are also asking me if they have time to get 70 reforges before the update drops so they can get the crown. It's possible, but you're gonna have to like really grind your ass off. and you're gonna have to like spam a lot of bounties as well. But it is possible to hit 70 reforges across all weapons or in any weapon really. It just depends on how much time you have and how dedicated you are. But it's really possible to achieve. What do you guys think the next Behemoth after the Carcanos is gonna look like? That's the real question, because I know it's gonna be the first female Behemoth, so it's gonna be the first Behemoth that has a gender in the entire game. But I want to know what it looks like. Oh, okay, so you're kind of new. Well, welcome to the Dauntless community, man. Glad to have you here. Yeah, man, if you need some tips, man, I got you. Just lay down some questions for me and I'll answer them, bro. I got you. Yeah, Overwatch is good. Damn, I haven't played Overwatch in like years either. I think Overwatch was like the game I played before this one, and then before that it was Halo. I used to be like super freaking good at Halo, going to like MLG tournaments and stuff. But then of course, Dauntless came out, so I stopped playing Halo in general. But since you're new, I'm gonna advise you this right now since you're new to the game. Farm everything. Farm all the materials, complete all of the quests that you can right now, because once the update drops, new players are gonna have a really hard time to like get progression done because everything is slow. I do have a lot of tips. Give me a second. I do have a video that will help you out on leveling up your weapons really quickly. I'll show you the video here right now. Give me a second real quick. In this video I list out the best routes that you can take to level up your weapon. You are going to need a Malkarion weapon for this. Malkarion weapons are the best types of weapons you need in order to level up quickly, because the teleportation ability from Malkarion is what's going to help you level up quickly, because you get to the behemoths really quickly and it shortens down the time. Let me see here, give me a second. I gotta find it. I'm out of a lot of freaking videos right now. Alright, here we go, okay. Alright. This one right here. This is the one that you want to watch. Right. And this one I explain the best routes that you can take in order to level up your weapon really quickly. And like I said, if you can get your hands on a Malkarion weapon, that's gonna help you out a great amount. If you can do that, then you should be set for any weapon. Just got the Radiant set looking great. Yep. Yeah, that's the thing. I wish the game would advise new players for what set to get first. It's not like it's a bad set. However, if you want like the really best set, you can always go for like Malkarion or Urska weapons. That's what, you know, you should be focusing more first, because Chronobore is really good. However, that's more for like trials and stuff because of the weapon ability. But like if you want like a really good damage, then you can go with the Urska weapon or with like Malkarion weapon. And if you want like survivability, you can go with like the Agaris weapon that helps you like revive not only you but your teammates as well. So that's why I think like the game should give new players tips on what weapon to go for first. But that's just my opinion though. Really depends on the player, to be honest. It's like that's what I will always advise new players as well, because I've seen new players get the hammer when they first start, which of course makes me proud because I'm a hammer main. But at the same time, the hammer is not a weapon you want to like start using at the start of the game. That's more for like end game stuff, because at the start of the game the hammer is like really slow because you don't have the cells and the armor that's required for it. Yeah, Agaris axe is really good too. So I think the top 3 weapons that new players should absolutely focus on right at the start is either well, if you're really struggling with survivability, you should first go for the Agaris axe. Agaris weapon, really any Agaris weapon, and then start working towards a Malkarion or like a Urska weapon. Do you really need +6 Invigorate? Not really. Because like what Invigorate does is once you like get to a low percentage in your stamina, it basically just increases your movement speed. So you can have it at +6. It's gonna like increase it, of course, the damage, but it's not really like needed per se. So you don't really need +6 Invigorate. You can deal with like a 3. So you can use the other slot that you use for like the other third +3 Invigorate, and you can use it for something else, pretty much. You can use it to add more speed as well. Then again, I don't really run, Tempest builds, so not really a big fan of Tempest. I don't hate it, I just don't like using it. Like for me, Tempest is just boring, to be honest. I like to take my time dismembling and pounding the behemoths to hamburger meat. Revenge for all Ramsgate. Do you guys feel excited for the update though? Do you guys have mixed feelings? Using +6 Prit, +6 Impulse, +6 Cunning, +6 Galvanize, +6 Conserve, +6 Invigorate. Okay. Yeah, let me think. Let me use my old brain here, because my brain is, it's not the best brain, but it still works sometimes. Using +6 Predator, +6 Impulse, +6 Cunning, +6 Reuse. Dude, I forgot what Reuse does again. I think that should be a good build though. Don't quote me on that though. I can't remember what Reuse does. But yeah, Dark, if you had the time, check out the Dauntless official server. They have some good builds. Oh, then yeah, that should be good, yeah. Although even though some of the builds there are mostly outdated, but they still work. Oh yeah, Catalyst is expensive, but it's actually a really good sell that a lot of builds require. Catalyst builds are awesome. Probably some of the best, to be honest. Oh, I'm about to go ahead and end the stream here in a little bit. We already talked about pretty much everything, to be honest. It's gonna be like a sort of review thing, and kind of like throw out my expectations out there as well. I'm expecting a lot of good things for this update, especially with the release of Steam. So I'm actually glad that they, come into Steam. That's actually a pretty good thing. And the best part about it is that since it's coming to Steam, I talked to the devs about this, and they said that your progress from Epic will carry over to Steam. So you don't really have to worry about, like the data loss and stuff like that, because everything will like transfer over from your Epic account to your Steam account, basically. So it's actually a pretty good thing. Does the build actually perform well? I've seen a lot of people with a lot of Tempest builds. Some of them are crazy, some of them don't even do damage. It's kind of funny though, I like it. It just gives me a good laugh though, like sometimes I see like good players using Tempest builds and they barely do any damage at all. Yeah, that's a good Tempest build then, if it does that amount of damage. Yeah, that's really good. Is that like an escalations or like a hunting ground type scenario? Yes, everything except for your weapon level will carry over. Well, everything except for your weapon level and the current weapons that we have right now, because the current weapons that we have right now are gonna be turned into transmogs for other weapons, so they won't be playable, but they'll still be in the game, in the form of transmogs, basically. So you can definitely expect to make new builds. Yeah, that's another thing that you guys should expect. Expect to lose all of your builds once the update drops. See, the thing about the Reforge, the Reforge is gonna be removed, but we'll still be able to keep your Reforge numbers and stuff like that. But there will be no Reforge border and no Reforge forge, basically. I mean, I'm not really sad because we still get to keep the numbers. So the numbers will still transfer over. We just won't be able to increase the number until they create a way to help us increase the number later on, which they will do later on, but not at the start of the update. So honestly, I'm not really sad if Reforge goes away, because I know that later on they're gonna add a way to increase it. Now, if they take away my Reforge number, that's a different story, because I kind of work hard for that. And a lot of people will be really angry, because I have friends that are like well above the 2,000 Reforges. Yeah, a lot of people have asked me that. We don't really have a specific date for the update to release yet, but we know it's going to be sometime next month. I do have plenty of videos about the update, yes. They're all in my channel. Most of them are the dev blogs as well. But yeah, so far we don't have a specific date. There is a dev blog coming before the update drops, so we'll hopefully get the release date on that dev blog. But as far as the dev blog release date itself, we don't have that either. It could be a week from now or 2 weeks from now before the dev blog drops. So all we can do right now is just wait. I do know that it's gonna be before the new year. So we'll have to see, because it wouldn't make sense for them to carry into the new year and then release the update. It's already been like delayed like 3 times. Interesting. Well, the thing that I do recommend to do before the update is just farm everything. Farm Behemoth materials, farm rams. Definitely farm rams, because you're gonna need a whole lot of rams and Behemoth materials for upgrading everything when the update drops. So definitely focus on that, and also focus on completing as many quests as possible right now. Because progression will carry over to the update, and the more quests you have completed, the more weapons you have unlocked. Because as I mentioned earlier, they're gonna get rid of the they'll be getting rid of the weapon crafting system, pretty much. So the only way you'll be able to get weapons is by completing quests. So you're gonna have to like complete those quests in order to get those weapons. The middleman is also gone. He's no longer with us. He went back to his time. So there will be no more cell fusion either. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and take 3 more questions, and then I gotta end the stream here, guys. So if you have more questions, let them go. You can find people in the Dauntless official server. Yep, here, let me show you. How skibbity am I on a scale of 1 to 10? I invented the scale, man. I am above that scale. Alright, so this is the Dauntless official server. You can pretty much find it on Google, but once you get into the Dauntless official server, what you want to do is you want to go to looking for group, and here is where you want to look for people to play with. It's a bit slow, but you gotta give people time to respond. Indeed, it was an underrated answer. I'm just the best, man. I invented scales. Yeah, definitely go ahead and do that. Definitely also go to the guilds as well and join a guild. because it is very important that people are in a guild for the update, because like I mentioned earlier, it is gonna be really hard for somebody that's playing solo to progress in the game once the update drops. So you definitely want to start joining a guild. You get the golden crown basically by staying on the leaderboard, so you have to get top 100 first, and then you gotta remain on the leaderboard until the next cycle, pretty much. So until the next trial begins, you have to stay in the leaderboard. So you can't let somebody knock you off place, pretty much. Alright, one more question. Give it to me. I'm waiting for another dev blog. Once that dev blog drops, I can make another video on it, or a video on it, basically. We need more information. Yes, you will still get it. Yep. So it doesn't matter what weapon you're using, as long as you're top 100 and you remain on the leaderboard until the next trial reset, then you will get the golden crown, because it will unlock the prestige trial store, basically. Like after you get it, it will take like 2, maybe 3 hours for the store to unlock, and then after that unlocks, you should be able to buy the crown and everything else that's gold, pretty much. But yeah guys, that's pretty much it for this live stream. I'm all tuckered out. I'm out of info right now. I'm info drained. No more information to give until new stuff comes out. Yep. Oh. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Hopefully something new comes out soon, that way I can relate it to you guys so that you guys can stay informed. As always, thank you for your love and support. If you are new to the channel, then by all means go ahead and check me out. Feel free to scroll through my videos and stuff, they're very informative. And if you feel like I'm worthy, by all means leave me a like, a subscribe, and maybe a comment. Yep. But anyway guys, thank you so much for dropping by, and I will see you all next time. Alright, peace, love, and you guys stay safe.